Hi there, welcome back to Tech Scoop. Thanks for joining us. Now this week I'm fortunate enough to be sitting down with Tom Hickmott, one of the solution architects here at Techware, and we started last week talking about the modern firewall and the reasons as to why that's evolved from the traditional firewall. And this week I just wanted to continue that chat a little bit more, get some more information on the modern firewall. Thanks for joining us, Tom.
No worries, thank you for having me.
Now Tom, just in case the viewers out there didn't catch last week, can you just give us a brief rundown of what the modern firewall is all about?
Yeah, look, so the modern firewall has really come about because the way we work has changed, and firewalls just aren't able to keep up. We're working out of the office more, our data is in the cloud, and we're just not able to secure our networks in the same way that we used to.
So would you say that a traditional firewall is more about securing a premises?
The traditional firewall, yeah. So you're securing your perimeter.
Yeah.
You're protecting the users and your applications inside of that. But now that we're getting data outside of that perimeter, that's where the real challenge comes in.
Okay, fantastic. Now, straight off the bat, what do you think the 4 biggest advantages of the modern firewall are?
Yeah, look, the first one being data security. And you've also got things like there's no boundaries anymore. So users don't have to be in the office. They don't have to be in a satellite office. They don't have to have VPN connections back in. There's also the ability to control and manage traffic flow. So you can, on a granular level, see what your users are doing, control where they can get to.
Yeah.
And the last one is about scalability. So, being able to scale your cloud up and down and scale your access up and down according to your business needs.
So data security seems pretty important when we're talking about the modern firewall. Can you just expand on that a little bit more?
Yeah, so data security is really about controlling the end-to-end flow of your data. So if you're on a workstation and you're accessing your file server, if you're accessing your web application, then it's making sure that from when the data leaves your workstation and arrives at its destination, the traffic is secure, and there's no there's no chance, or there's a reduced risk of something intercepting that and potentially being up for data breaches and that sort of thing.
Okay. So the next 2 that you mentioned were there's no boundaries, is where you can be, and the traffic flow going in and out.
Yeah, that's right. So in I guess the modern workplace, you've got users who work on the road. In the traditional firewall scenario, those users would connect back into your head office or into your data center. They'd traverse through your firewall infrastructure and get access to whatever resources they need. That is fairly restrictive, and it was often very onerous on IT departments. And it's also something that wasn't scaled very well traditionally. The second part around the traffic flow refers to how you control what users can get access to. You might have 5 users who are working remotely, but they might have different access to different applications. With the traditional firewall, it's fairly hard to secure that data, traffic flow and where they go. So in the modern firewall scenario, you can get very granular in what they can do, where they can access it from, and what they can do with that data. So it's all about the control and also the reporting on what is happening.
Okay. Now the last one was about scalability. Now that sounds like it's going to be quite a breeze with the modern firewall.
Yeah, definitely. So, in your traditional firewalls, when you're looking at getting a firewall and looking at implementing solutions, you've got to know a lot of information. You've got to predict a lot of information. You've got to look at what you're going to be doing in 3 years' time. You've got to look at all the, how much traffic you're going to be generating. With the modern firewall, because it's a cloud-hosted solution, you're not planning 3 years in advance. You're really planning for the now. So, you scale for the volume of users you have. You look at, the traffic flow side of it doesn't matter because it's hosted. It's a big cloud platform that you're looking at, and it means that also if your business grows, you don't have to look at a reinvestment in infrastructure. And at the same time, if there's contraction within your business, you also don't need to look at, well, now we've overspent. You can reduce your OpEx expenditure and go through that process.
Fantastic. Now, so I'm just thinking about it, and if I could sum it up, the way that I would put it, I would suppose, is that the traditional firewall was about securing one location, and the modern firewall is about protecting users wherever they
Yeah, that's right. And that's really the crux of it, is the modern firewall is about protecting anybody from anywhere.
Fantastic. Hey, I think we're going to leave it there for this week, Tom. Thank you for joining us. It's been very informative. Now, for any of you out there who want any information or any extra information or to talk to Tom or myself, I'm going to leave a comment box at the end of this video where you can reach out to us and we'll be able to get in touch with you. Alternatively, you can jump onto the TechWare website and you can have a chat with me. And until next time, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.